Hey, good morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update. And don't let Mother Nature fool you. We do have what we call a backdoor cold front moving from northeast to southwest across lower Michigan. And it's going to come through in the next couple of hours. And wherever it does, it drops your temperature 10-15 degrees in a short time period. The cold front is already through Oscoda and heading toward Bay City. It's through Big Rapids. Anywhere north of that front, it's in the 20s and 30s, and south of the front still feels fairly mild in the 40s. It's a dry front. It comes through with just a bank of clouds, but no precipitation. So you can see that, and I have it lined up for you on the satellite picture, and you can see the cold front. Better way to see it, I guess I would say, is I lined up the current temperatures for you here. Let me get those up so you can see them. Okay, and so you see where it goes from the 40s to the 30s, like between Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids, you're about an hour away from, at most, hour away from the temperature drop. And Bay City and Saginaw, you're an hour away from the drop. Just want to warn you, it's going to turn back to winter. It goes down into the 30s. The winds pick up out of the north at 20 miles an hour, and the wind chills I'm seeing are in the teens. So you go like, whoa, what happened? But do not despair, because the warmth is coming back. All right, so let's look at the big picture of the precipitation and the computer model that, usually is our model of choice, barring any odd little weather situation. Hey, good morning, Martin. Wow, I'm not even going to attempt that name at all. Good morning, Martin from Shelby Township. Good morning, Connie. Yeah, she mentions flew home somewhere last night, got off the plane in flip-flops. It was 60 degrees most places, first time since November for most places. So now this backdoor cold front, that's what March is all about. Just a wind shift to the northeast brings the temperatures down. But dry today and dry tomorrow. No precipitation on Thursday. Then here comes our storm system. This is going to be a pretty big wind maker. Not any sort of, really notable wind maker, but it's going to bring some 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts. Martin asks, there will be severe weather Friday night into Saturday, and why low pressure so strong this coming weekend? I think he's asking, will there be severe weather Friday night and Saturday? We'll have to watch it. This is the general setup right there for severe weather. At the moment, it looks like it stays to our south. And why is the low pressure so strong this coming weekend? That's what March is all about. That's where March's weather is volatile and stormy, because it's a fight between the summer warmth to the south and the winter cold to the north. And that's what a storm system is. Thank storm systems. They stir up the atmosphere. Otherwise, the hot would keep getting hotter and the cold would keep getting colder, and we couldn't live here on Earth. So we need storm systems. I always joke they're Mother Nature's drink stir. Maybe somebody makes you an adult beverage and it's got a little straw in it, and you stir it around and make sure you don't hit the the liquor all in one layer, right? And so that's what we're looking at with the storm. Okay. Yeah, Scott Trudell, I would say this is not looking great for maple syrup. So let's go through with this. So basically, this is Friday night, early Saturday morning. And, it's probably a 6-hour period or less of showers and thunderstorms. And that's Sunday. Behind a cold front, you'd have to say that we probably cool down more than what the models say, just because of the time of the year it is. But you don't see any snow, and then early next week, another one of these storm systems Taking a similar track, this is pretty far out to believe it. It's 10 days out. It has a snow shield on the north side of it and a thunderstorm and severe weather position on the south side of it. But what you should get out of this is that about every 5 days in this kind of pattern, we're going to have a March storm, a mature March storm. Here's another one, March 25th or so. So the good part of this is that we get the moisture. Now, when you look at the jet stream with me, or the steering level, you can see these bends in the jet stream, and you can see they're in the southern stream, what we call the subtropical jet. So they're spring type storms. Here's our Friday into Saturday. That is a severe weather position. We have a jet core coming through Michigan on that, so we'll have to watch it. Usually in Michigan, we need the heat of the day and the instability for us to worry about severe weather, but not always on these dynamic storms, not always. So that moves through. And again, what you should be getting out of this is you don't see the remnants of the polar air coming down. You see it, still up there at Hudson Bay, but not coming down our way. And then as we go out to March 26, another one of these storm systems heading our way. So we are going to get some much needed moisture as we head into spring, because a lot of places still in moderate to severe drought here in Michigan. These are the high temperatures today. A little deceiving because you're at your high temperature now. Remember, you're going to have falling temperatures. Lanny, Macomb Yard, can I take the plow off in southeast Michigan? If you make a living by it, Lanny, I wouldn't, just in case. It only takes a little bit of cold air and the right timing for an April snow. It's not looking likely. If you do it just because, to get your driveway cleared off in winter when you need to, then I think you'd be okay, because I think if you got a snow, you'd say, I'll leave it for a day and it'll melt. So tomorrow's a little cool too, except the southwest corner, and then the temperatures start to rebound. Look at Thursday, back into the 50s in a lot of places. Beautiful. Look at Friday. Could it be 70-ish in Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo? Possible. Most places in the 60s. Look at Saturday. That might be deceiving too. That could be an early morning type thing on Saturday, and then falling temperatures. And Sunday does show that cold front coming through. We're going to have that. But note that it's down to a 1 day with highs in the 30s on Sunday, and then back to the 40s and 50s Monday, back to the 50s and 60s, back to the 60s next Wednesday. So, and then it starts to steady out in the 50s and 60s, which is still warmer than normal. I thought I'd show you this just for fun. This is the total snowfall forecast over the next 16 days. Out in the distance, it has some snow across the UP, but the point is, it's not a wintry 16-day forecast. And now let's have some real fun. Let's look 46 days out on the European. And there is some indication that we might go into a little bit cooler than normal pattern at some point in April. That would be totally understandable. If we're going to close out March warmer than normal, there usually is a cool patch after that. But if it comes in April, it's real hard to be very cold. Of course, we'll have freezing mornings, of course. Anytime you only make it to 50 or 60, you can get 25, 30 in the morning. So we're nowhere near past the last frost and freeze, nowhere near that, but the afternoon's starting to warm up. So you're looking at the surface temperature anomaly. We're into late March now, still staying warmer than normal, and then everything kind of shows, well, I shouldn't say everything, but a few models show that as we drift into early April, we go to 5 degrees colder than normal, which would be chilly. You'd be kind of a kind of a spring fever buzzkill, so to speak. Now we're into mid-April, So will April be cooler than normal? It's hard to say, because remember, this same model had a cold patch coming back in early March, and it just evaporated away. We got to remember the 800-pound gorilla in this is always there with us, and of course that 800-pound gorilla is a warming globe. Its basic easy notion is it's warmer oceans, and so the cold pools are not as strong. So these cold blasts that a model forecasts out several weeks in advance can certainly evaporate. Well, that's a bad word to use because I'm talking about weather. Can certainly dissipate as we get closer in time. But for the meantime, protect yourself today from cold. Don't be surprised about the next hour or two. Ann Arbor, Saline, Detroit, Jackson, you get it too, all the way into the south. Kalamazoo, probably a couple of hours away, probably by noon. We're all shivering and saying, what happened? What happened? March and a northeast wind and 35-degree water on Lake Huron and Lake Michigan. That's what happened here. But we're going right back, so don't worry. Go ahead and get the spring fever. You'll be fine. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. See you back here tomorrow. Bye.